Good morning, children. Welcome to Maths class. Today we are going to learn linear equations in two variables, which is chapter 4 of your NCERT book. Now, what is an equation? You must have studied equations in one variable in your junior classes. Now, what is an equation? Something that is an equal to sign in between is an equation. Quantity 1 is equal to quantity 2. This is an equation. Here we are comparing two quantities and saying that quantity 1 and quantity 2 are equal. Similarly, if we write A is equal to B, means A and B both are same. Thus, equations are used to compare two quantities. We use equations in our everyday lives without even realizing that we are talking about equations. For example, Anna's height is same as her sister's height. The color of this flower is same as my shirt. The money I have is two times the money you got. Mathematically, Anna's height is equal to sister's height, color of flower is equal to color of shirt, my money is equal to two times your money. Let's take some more examples. Let us say if a batsman had scored 3 runs more, he would have hit a century. Let's see how we are dealing with this situation. Suppose the batsman scored X runs. Now, here comes in the concept of a variable. Here X is a variable. What is a variable? Let us recall, variables are used to represent the unknown quantities. We usually use letters X, Y, Z, T, etc. to represent variables. They are the supposed quantities. Let's get back to our equation. We said that if the batsman scored 3 runs more, he would have hit a century. So, X plus 3 runs more will be equal to a century means 100. This way we converted a simple statement into a mathematical equation. Another example, if my friend gave me 5 pencils, I would have got 15 pencils. Let the original number of pencils be x. 5 pencils more means x plus 5 and it will be equal to total 15 pencils. Similarly, 3 times my sister's age is 60. Here the unknown quantity is my sister's age. Let it be x years. Then 3 times x will be equal to 60. In all these situations, we can easily find the unknown quantities. For example, x plus 3 is equal to 100. 3 will go to the right hand side and the sign will change. X is equal to 97 means the original score of the batsman is 97 runs. X plus 5 is equal to 15. If my friend gave me 5 pencils more, I would have 15 pencils. In this case, 5 will go to the right hand side and it will be subtracted from 15. So x comes out to be 10. Hence, I had 10 pencils with me originally. In the third case, 3 times my sister's age is equal to 60. So here 3 is getting multiplied by x. When it goes to the right hand side, the multiplication changes to division and x comes out to be 20. Hence, the original age of my sister is 20 years. Let's take some more examples. Now children, you have seen that it was very easy for us to mark these points on a number line. Now, let's take another situation. The sum of the runs scored by two batsmen is 120. This situation is slightly different than the previous one. Here, we are talking about two batsmen and we do not know the score of either batsman 1 nor batsman 2. There are two unknown quantities. How to solve this situation? See, I told you that we are going to suppose the unknown quantities and here we have two unknown quantities. So what we are going to do? We will assign a variable to both. That batsman 1 scored x runs and batsman 2 scored y runs. And we know the sum of both the scores is 120. So it gives us equation x plus y is equal to 120. We now have two variables. So now we will deal with equations in two variables. See, it is still an equation, but unlike the previous one, it has two variables. Few more examples of this case. Me and my sister have total 35 chocolates. Here there are two unknown quantities. The cost of a notebook is twice the cost of a pen. Two people together contributed rupees 500 in PM Cares Fund. Rahul is 5 years older than Yashveer. In all these situations, you can see you have two unknown quantities. Now let's get back to our original question. Let the score of batsman 1 be x and the score of second batsman be y. We know x plus y is equal to 120. Now, shifting the variables, we either get y is equal to 120 minus x or x is equal to 120 minus y. Let us assume one of them. Let us suppose that x is 100, means first batsman scored 100 runs. Then y will be equal to 20, since the sum of both the scores is 120. Similarly, possibly if x is 90, then y will be 30, since 90 plus 30 is again 120. Even if first batsman didn't score any run and the second batsman alone scored 120 runs, then also the sum is going to be 120. Likewise, if x is 50, then y will be 70. Then also the sum is 120. So we can see that we are assuming here one variable and calculating the another one. So there can be possibly many more other solutions. Possible scores could be 120, 50 and 70, 90 and 30, 0 and 120, 120 and 0. So multiple answers are possible in this case. Hence, we conclude a linear equation in two variables has infinitely many solutions. We can find any number of solutions by assuming one variable and calculating the other one. Now let's learn the general form of a linear equation in two variables. This is very important for you to learn. Any equation which can be put in the form ax plus by plus c equal to 0, where a, b, c are real numbers and a and b both are not 0, is called a linear equation in two variables. Here a is the coefficient of x, b is the coefficient of y, and c is a constant term. For example, 2x plus 3y is equal to 4.37. First of all, we are going to express this in the standard form, taking 4.37 to the left hand side. The sign will change. Hence, a is equal to 2, which is the coefficient of x, b, which is the coefficient of y, is equal to 3, and c comes out to be minus 4.37. Remember to keep in mind that you have to keep the sign with the number. Another example, 5x minus 2y is equal to minus 10. Minus 10 coming to left hand side becomes plus 10. So a comes out to be 5, b minus 2, and c 10. Similarly, 2x is equal to y. Here we don't have a constant term. So we take y to the left hand side and we write constant term as 0. So a 2, b minus 1, and c comes out to be 0. Thank you.